I'm always trying to figure out things that I should post for YouTube. And YouTube to me is for my kids, my posterity. So there's many things that you want to tell your kids. I have 5 of them. They're not ready, time's not right. But in my line of work, people die often. Those are the people that I deal with most of the time. And so I know that death can happen at any time to anybody. And I often wondered, what could I do for my kids so that even though someday that I'm not here and they need a message from their mom, but the timing wasn't right when I was here, that it's something that they could come back and turn to YouTube and listen to and get their mom's advice right then and there. So that's the reason I make these videos, is to help my kids when they need it. They're really the only people that listen to it. It's pretty funny, the 7-year-olds, they will start laughing, "Mom, we saw your YouTube video." And I'll be like, "Oh, let's not watch that one right now. Here, let's go to another one that's more age appropriate." Anyway, today I wanted to, with that in mind, focus on something as a mother that I'm constantly trying to do better on and be better at, is making better food for my kids. I grew up in a family like we all did back in the 80s, 90s, where it was processed, canned. It is like that now, but more so back then it was normalized and that was okay. So we would, eat Hamburger Helper all the time, macaroni and cheese with hot dogs in it, not the all beef hot dogs, but the regular ones that we don't know what's in them. And I'm trying to think what else we would eat. Canned refried beans inside a tortilla with some cheese on it. I would have tuna Helper. A lot of food that I don't eat anymore. I never had, my kids have never ate that food. And I'm not saying that they eat well, they don't by any means, but I'm trying. So at the beginning of having children, I had really bad addiction issues and had to deal with getting myself off certain substances, and one of those substances is food, and dealing with what kind of food to eat, what's healthy for my body, what do I crave versus what does my body want, and then what does my soul need. Those are 2 different things, and my cravings aren't what's good for me, and I know that now. And fighting those cravings, like the natural man, I always think about my body. If I eat what my body's telling me to eat, I will die. And that's how most of the people that I deal with end up passing away. It's usually through diabetes, neuropathy, cancer, things like that come about from eating things. Not necessarily cancer, but the cancers that people that I know have died from is estrogen dominance cancers, which estrogen is higher when you eat more sugar, have higher insulin. Most of the time your estrogen can't lower itself, your hormones get out of whack. And so I know that now. I didn't know that growing up. It took me 40 years to figure that out. Now that I know that, I'm trying to help my kids understand those same things and also deal with the addictions and mentality that happens in life, and also that people give to us, that there's processed food that can make you addicted for sure, especially if we talk about sugar, and we can go down a whole rabbit hole of how people get addicted nowadays. But food is one thing that we need, and so it's something that we have to have, but it's also something that our body can get carried away with. And being an addictive person, have an addictive personality, I always tell my friends, if they suggest somewhere for me to eat or something for me to have, and they'll say, "It's so good, you'll want it again, oh my gosh, you won't stop going," I'm like, those are all words for me, trigger words to not go, not try it. I appreciate the advice, I appreciate the recommendation, but because you say it's so good and then I'm gonna keep wanting it, I'm gonna have to decline on this one. Especially like they'll have ice cream shops or anything like that, and I'm like, you know what, I get what you're saying, but I can't partake, because now that I'm grown and I know my addiction and I know how I am, I will purposely only try things for the first time and I'll think about it. This is something that I proactively think about as I'm trying something new. Is this something I'm okay having for the rest of my life? And if it's not something I'm okay having for the rest of my life, then I won't even try it. Or there's no point. Because most likely if it is something good and it's something that I'm going to want again, I will have that inclination to do it and have it continue again and again. That's why I eat the same food. So I am one that will eat the same food for 2-3 months every day, same exact meals, and then I'll get sick of it finally, and then I'll go to something else. But I'll have the same thing every day, at least for lunch, for breakfast too. Oh my gosh, so literally all the meals will be the same thing. I thought I had some variance in my life, but I guess not. Nope, no variety. We are eating the same things every day. I can tell you with addiction that for me, the best way to get off something, if you're struggling with something along that line, is to get out of your normal comfort zone where you're at in life. So, for example, if I wake up every morning in the same house with the same people, with the same things around me, and do the same routine, I know if I need to get off something, for example, like stop drinking soda. If I wanted to stop drinking soda, then I know I need to get myself out of that house. I need to not wake up at the same time. I need to not wake up in the same bed. So typically what I will do is plan some type of trip or wait for the next trip to quit whatever I'm trying to quit. So like if it's soda, for example, I'll wait for a trip and I'll be like, okay, on this trip, I'm not going to have any soda. And it makes it 100 times more easy. So I'm not in my regular routine. It's the best way to quit something. If you ever want to quit anything, go on vacation and start there. That way, come back, make sure all the stuff is thrown away and not in your house, so that way you don't have to worry about it any longer, and you could just be completely done with the entire substance, like completely. So that is the thing that I would do as far as addiction goes. And I'm always trying to help my kids with their food and what they eat, so that way they don't run into those same issues as I do. But like I said, I wasn't always like that, so we're kind of backtracking now. So one of the things that has helped my family with eating healthier is, instead of going out to eat all the time, we have 2 nights that we can go out to eat during the week, and whatever 2 nights we want to pick is open, because things come up. But it's only 2 nights. After those 2 nights, we're eating at home. Even if somebody invites us out, it's going to be like, no, we can't go out to eat, but we can go somewhere else with you. And that's the way it goes. And that has been super helpful. The other thing that I've done is, for the little kids, I've used the word boycott. I found that, and I only found this out through doing it, is I told my kids when they were 5 years old, they're 7, they just turned 8 actually, they're 8 years old now. I told them when they were 5 that I boycotted McDonald's, because I got so tired of them asking me for McDonald's every single day. They're like, Mom, can we have a Happy Meal? Mom, can we go to McDonald's? Mom, I want chicken nuggets. I hate McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's. Why would I give my kids McDonald's? It's not something I would ever eat. And so I remember I found a chicken nugget and a hamburger in the car probably a month or so after we had bought it, and it was exactly the same. And when I saw that, I said, I will never go to McDonald's ever again. I'm not going. I don't care how many times they ask. I don't care how many times they beg me or what they say. I wish I could do that for everything. And so I literally told the twins, you guys, we're boycotting McDonald's. They're like, why? And I'm like, because I found out that it has stuff in it that's not good for our body, and showed them, you see this has been in the car for over a month. Any food that's perishable, if it was food, it'd be perishable. This has not perished, and it's been in the car for over a month, and it's exactly the same as we bought it. I go, that is not food. And I said, for that reason, I'm boycotting McDonald's, and I will never go back there again. And so for the next, I want to say 3 or 4 months, every word was, Mom, remember you boycotted McDonald's, right? And I'm like, that's right. I wanted to go to McDonald's so many times because it's cheap, it's fast, it's easy. I took that convenience away from myself, and I had to stick with it. They would remind me, Mom, remember you said you'd go to you're boycotting McDonald's, right? And I'm like, that's right, we're not going to McDonald's. And it's worked. I haven't been to McDonald's since. So if you need something for the kids, just use a big word, make it a huge deal, and boycott it. And just pick one place and start there. That's how we started the healthy food conversation. And it's worked so far for that. And we keep adding it to other stuff. So you just keep adding, keep moving more things into that. For example, with soda, I'm like, I'm not getting you guys soda that has sugar in it. Like, you guys they want Mountain Dew all the time because it's addicting. And I said, if you guys want Mountain Dew, you guys are not getting soda at all. So pick something else. And so then they'll go to sugar-free Sprite or something along that line. So these are things that have worked in my house. I hope it works for you. I hope that my kids get to use this in the future at some point. But if not, I hope it benefits anybody else. If not, at least had fun talking on a video, right? All right, enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck out there, parents.